Hi everyone, I'm Vinda Ruby with Ellis Porter. Today I have Jorge with me who's going to be talking about updates to immigration in Chile. I'll pass it over to him to introduce himself, and then we're going to start talking about the borders of visitors, temporary work permits, and also permanent residency. And then at the end, Jorge is going to share some top tips with us. So over to you, Jorge.
Hi, Arvind. Hi, everyone. Like Arvind said, I'm Jorge Flores, country manager of CSM Chile, and we will explain some little tips or the current situation about the migration situation in Chile. Well, as the world knows, this is a very hard situation because the borders are closed in too many countries, but we trying to do our best to keep this regularization of our expats or the foreign nationals in Chile.
Just before we jump into that, what's currently happening on the ground in Chile right now? There's a lockdown in place. We know we're now at the end of May in 2020, and so we've seen obviously the news reports where the coronavirus is picking up pace, unfortunately, in South America. So are you on lockdown? And if so, how long is that going to last? And is it up for renew every 2 or 4 weeks, or what's going on?
Okay. In Chile, this is the worst situation in hard work because we have the peak situation. The number of the people with COVID is increased. Like in other weeks, in a more regular situation, and we actually have the quarantine. We are in home, working from home, border closed, and the quarantine is renewable like 7 days from each week.
So now let's jump into what's happening with the borders. If you're outside of Chile, can you come into Chile, and are there any restrictions for foreign workers and exemptions for anyone that's a resident?
Well, we have a border closures because it's not permit to enter tourists and work permits from whatever nation that they come. However, just only the Chilean nationals and the residents who have approved or are current residents in Chile, they can enter to the country.
Okay, that's good to know. Now, in terms of any visitors that are currently in Chile and may not be able to leave, is there an automatic extension like we've seen in some European countries, or should individuals who are stuck in Chile look to extend their visitor status?
Okay, this is a question. Good question, because we have two situations. The people who have residency in countries, the migration offices is working. It's not closer. However, take too much time to approve one resident who is in this time is the worst situation ever, because take too much time to approve it, because the immigration office has remote working people. They don't have presence. They not attending in public, and this is a situation like irregular, because if they are working, however, they are working too much slow, and the approval ones in one month take 4 months or other stuff. Just to clarify something, the immigration, like I said, the immigration office is functions. However, the tourist guy who has entered the country before to the border closes can take a extension of the tourist visa.
Right. Okay.
They can continue working, taking a special work permit from tourists. However, if you need something new, a new technical who has right now outside of Chile, they can enter.
Okay.
Just only the people who have in the country before the border closed.
Right. Okay. So now we've covered the borders, we've covered visitors who are currently in. Let's talk about any temporary workers who are currently in Chile. Obviously, if you're coming up to a extension, can you apply for an extension, and do you get implied work authorization while that extension is pending?
Yes, you can apply for a work extension or a work permit extension if you do not have a residence. However, it is important let you know that the consular process is closed. If you want to try to apply for a residence or other visa, you don't get it by consular way, just only the country. And it's important to clarify too that the government make the extension of the residence IDs for who have a renewal process in progress. This is mean if my visa vigency is in June and I apply for an extension, I have 1 more year with my ID extension. This is currently valid.
Right. Now, if you are looking to do that extension, what is the appropriate timeline to be applying for that extension? Can you apply a day before? Should you be applying 6 months before, 3 months?
Okay. Well, the reality, the current reality in Chile is with COVID or no COVID, the process takes too much time. The best situation for a resident is 90 days before to apply for the validity time of your vigency. If you have that 90 days before, you can apply for that, and it's the best scenario because the process in Chile, like I said, with COVID or no COVID, takes too much time. Can take 6 months, 1 year to receive the approval one.
Okay, and just to be clear, during that period, as long as you apply before your current expiration, you can continue remaining in Chile and working, correct?
Yes. The law has this precisely as the advantage because if you have the approval when you apply for a renewal one, you can work ordinarily.
Okay. Now, let's talk about changes. So what we see a lot is individuals have either had to take a reduction in salary, hours, maybe they changed their work site location. Any of those changes, things that need to be reported to the immigration officials?
Okay, from migration situation, we have good news because their immigration offices recently have an online platform who you can apply for extension, for new processes by online way. You don't need to go to the office and take personal attention. However, this platform is very new and have some issues who will take in the time, who will fix it in the time. Just to general situation, Chileans are not Chileans, residents or whatever people who work in Chile have a measure from the government who take half of his salary or this situation, but it's a general measure from the government. It's not just only for foreign people.
Okay, good to know. Now, let's move into some updates on permanent residency. How has the permanent residency process in Chile been impacted by everything that's going on with the coronavirus?
Okay, the permanent residence is with the current situation is ordinary, is okay. However, the process it have an issue like you need a non-criminal record from your home country, and the consulates are closed. More than these countries have quarantines, and it's very difficult. You can obtain these non-criminal records.
Right.
However, the immigration office just to when they review the file, they request you again this non-criminal record in the time. This is, if I apply today, they will review this in 4 months. Like I say, take too much time, the process in country.
So if you are currently in Chile and you are looking to pursue your permanent residency application, is it still a good time and a good idea to plan ahead now and maybe file now, knowing that it's going to take a little bit longer time?
Yes, it's better because it's the same situation and worse. Before to the COVID, takes 6 months in the first reception of the immigration office. Now can take 8 months.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
The only changes in the permanent residence is the time they evaluated your profile. Take too much time now, and it is very low situation they are working now.
Okay. Very good. In terms of compliance with immigration in Chile, what would you be advising clients to really focus on during this time? Is it really important to make sure that you're reporting any changes, ensuring that you're responding to any government documents? What guidance would you give for compliance right now?
Yes, it's very important because Chile has open mind to the economy, and they have your government organisms working, and you need to stay in the order of the compliance. You need to have other papers in order, and in whatever time you have Dirección del Trabajo situation, you have your papers in order, and this you need to communicate if there are some changes in your personal status. You need to notify the immigration office, and this is the situation. It's a normality.
And in the US, for most work permits, any changes that take place, you're expected to report those changes prior to them taking place. There's obviously exceptions there, but in Chile, is that the same requirement that you should be reporting any changes before, or do you have a grace period after any changes have taken place?
Yes and no. Yes, because only if you have a category of resident, like subject contract residencies, residencia sujeto a contrato, if you change your employment, you need to notify the new one. However, other changes like salary, like other stuff, you not need to notify to immigration office.
Okay, and then if in the unfortunate circumstance a foreign worker has found themselves terminated, do they have a period of time by which they could either look for a new job, or are they expected to depart immediately?
Yes, no, you have 30 days to change your work or change your status.
Okay.
Whether it's the ente visa.
Okay, very good. Now, let's move into some top tips in terms of what you would be explaining to HR mobility or immigration professionals to really focus on during this time.
Okay. Well, first, staying home, because it's very important. Second one, always, whatever is the situation, talk with your lawyer, because in this situation, the anxiety of the people increase, and you have enough knowledge to guide with your current status or migration status in the country. If your company have some issues because they have currently tourist situation of their work permits or work people, you need to notify your lawyer, because they will try to help you and keep this situation in regular stuff. However, other tips: apply for your visa with enough time, because the immigration office takes too much time. It's very important. I know I repeat this like 4 times. However, it's important because it's not the same. You don't apply for the post and that you have the proof that you apply in time and order, because the government each week announce some measures like you can apply in, like the extension of IDs, like I don't know if they will suspend other time frames to other situations. However, it's better you have the proof that you are in regular situation, you apply on time. This is the best to present to the organism.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think the tips that you've shared really are important and transcend borders. Certainly a lot of what you touched on is important on the US side as well. Applying early, remaining compliant, and always keeping very close contact with your immigration attorney is especially important, because there's so many changes, and it seems that a lot of companies are making changes very quickly to adapt to the ongoing environment as well. So, remembering that foreign workers have responsibilities when they're in another country, and reporting those is incredibly important. So thank you so much for sharing that information. I think it's really, really valuable.
Aaron, just one thing.
Please.
Other element important is your lawyer will help you not only with the work permit, with other situations like communication with the counselors, or because the work permit has very difficult situation in this time, because they can't leave the country if they don't have residence. However, they have your family in their home country, and we can this communication with his consulate who are close. However, we can do an extra job for that.
Right.
Now it's not the situation to make business; it's the situation to support you, to help you with this situation, with our knowledge.
I love that. That is absolutely the correct framework and mindset everyone should have at this time. It's not the appropriate time to be doing business. It's really about trying to share and help each other out as much as possible. I think hopefully everyone else viewing this takes that and applies it to their business. I think that perfectly summed up what we're trying to do here during this LinkedIn series, and what a lot of individuals are trying to do.
If we have the piece of the puzzle we will that you need, we will share with you without problem.
Amazing. Yeah, I can't stress how important that is and how much I love that statement. So thank you for bringing that up. And I think that's a great way to kind of end this. But thank you so much. If anyone has questions about immigration into Chile, what's the best way to reach out to you?
Sorry, the computer is present.
I said, if anyone has questions about immigration into Chile, what's the best way to reach you?
By mail, by phone, by online website. My mail is jorge.flores, csmblogs.com.
Okay.
Our web page, or contact you, and you can share with us our information and work together.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again so much. Hopefully when the coronavirus is over, we can make a trip out to Chile and share some of your beautiful wine with you as well. So
yeah,
look forward to doing that.
I love that you can visit us. It's a promise.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you.